Cool.
Welcome everyone to the Mastermind Book Club. Tonight is Tuesday. Every Tuesday we review a different book. And in this summary, we give a chance to some of our Mastermind Book Club members to express themselves, because it's very important to listen to other people's thoughts and opinions, because they might give some type of information that might be directed to you, the listener, to you that's watching this, to you that joins us week after week to follow us on the books that we attempt to listen to on a regular basis. So here we are. Tonight we're reviewing Marketing Management by Phillip Kotler. Phillip Kotler is I believe he was a professor who used to teach marketing, and I've heard some of his talks, and they are very powerful. He's an older man, and you wouldn't expect an older man to have new age marketing tools, but he is amazing. I recommend you to look up Phillip Kotler and look up and listen to some of his seminars that he's given. So tonight, as we review here, I'd like to open up first to the members here and see what they have to say on this book. What do any of you want to comment on what happened in this book? What did you learn? How did it excite you? Ty, yes, you ready?
Sure. I was just giving Charles a chance too, just in case he wanted to say something.
So this is Ty
Um,
Williams, and she's gonna inform us on what she learned on this on marketing management. Go ahead, Ty.
actually, the guy, I forget his name. I'm sorry,
Phillip
but
Kotler.
I know he was. I'm talking about the character that he was talking about in the book was very strict, and even though, like, what I respected about his position was that he was a rich guy. He came from a rich upbringing, and his family had money, his friends had money, but he was on it like he didn't want to take their money, he didn't want to borrow anything from them, and he wanted to like use his hands, even though he hated it, so to find his own way. So in him doing that, what I found that he made like little like ways of doing things for himself, like that worked for him, that he used in his work life. It was kind of tough though, because a lot of people didn't like him. A lot of the workers, they didn't like the way he, you know, did his like mechanisms and everything. And I would say that some of it did work, but I think that he should have had the employees more inclusive and had got their input too, opposed to just using only just his input alone.
Okay,
That's
that's
it.
that's
Mhm.
that's right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Anything else you want to add?
You're welcome. No, and just that I learned a lot from that, and just that consistency is always best. Always
Right.
stay consistent.
Yes. Correct. 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 Thank you. Thank you for sharing. That's a very important oversight on what insight in reference to this book. So really appreciate that. Charles, would you like to say anything? Would you like
Yeah.
to add?
The book reminded me of a couple different marketing strategies, as the young lady was talking about how certain people can be dogmatic in the way they want to do something, but the
Mhm.
actual idea of managing different terminologies and using different ways of marketing to get a specific result, and based on the communication between the buyers and the sellers, it brings about the not only the profit, but they also talked about like doing a social and a cultural advantage if it's done correctly. One of the things that one of the stories was about the McDonald's going to India, where in India, um, they didn't McDonald's didn't know the culture, so they were pushing like a beef type of burger,
Oh,
and until
Mhm.
they learned culture, it didn't help them any. Um, the other thing that they talked about briefly, that well, one of the things I was listening to Trump, and his slogan, his marketing slogan, "Making America Great Again." How he used the social media, really kind of like piggybacked off of what um, Obama did. He went grassroots with his
mhm.
message, and by doing that and being able to tweet back to his followers, he was able to become president of the United States and keep his agenda out there. He still might become president again because of his
I hope he
following being
doesn't.
so big.
Hope you're wrong.
Just managing those, well, but they were just talking concept so great that they were able to hit specific marketing areas, specific marketing targets, and using different specific marketing strategies.
Yes.
Like such as telemarketing, the direct mail pieces, and then just plain old school, doing the guerrilla marketing, knocking door to door. So these were a lot of different ways that you can do the management. Also, you have to look at how much it actually costs you to get a client or to get a sale. You have to look at the logistics and getting your service or product out to market. All these are key important strategies when you're looking at your management goals and your marketing goals as far as advertising and so forth. So those were some of the things I wanted to throw out on the table. And, as you
Very
talk,
good.
some other stuff will come to memory and I'll chime in on that also.
No, I really appreciate that because that what you said is on the money. Is true. What better examples can you have than the presidents going at each other? And I take back what I said about Trump. Not that I'm 100% against him, nor 100% for him. However, every president that goes into office, there will be something you will like about him, and there will be something you will dislike. In reference to marketing, Trump used his methods, Obama used his methods, Biden uses methods, and so on. And the reality is that the people decide. The people decide, and as much as one may think that they win, in reality, it's the people. It's not just you, the person that's going after the marketing of the individuals for voting and so on. And Charles hit it on the money with those two examples. Thank you very much, Charles. I'd like to share my screen here with two things that I have. Hold on a second here. Sorry. Let's see, where are we? See. Give me a second here. Okay. So these are one of the things that I learned from this book. As I tell people, I don't try and learn every single thing. I try and learn at least one thing, but this is something that's very important. The 5 stages of the consumer buying decision process. Why? Because most of us don't know what the buying decision process is. Number 1 is you need recognition. The consumer is driven to action by a need or desire. Need recognition, right? Am I right or am I wrong on this, or in reference to this? We need
Yeah,
recognition. We
No, you're
do.
right. You're right.
Number 2,
there has to be a certain awareness of your product and
Right.
service.
correct,
Absolutely.
correct.
Absolutely.
Number 2 is
Absolutely.
information and alternatives search. The consumer identifies alternative products and gathers information about them. Meaning, okay, I'm ready to buy this TV, but let me check out this other brand here that came out and see what the difference is. Well, they're going to check out the cost, but they're also going to check out the quality and see if it does everything that the other one does. Because now brands don't mean as much as having a product that can fulfill the needs of whatever it is you're doing. One example, very current, and so you're aware of, is obviously when everybody thinks of phones, cell phones, what do they think of?
Apple and Android, or
Samsung.
Apple and Samsung.
Samsung. Those are the main two names. Everybody else is way behind. LG is behind. I believe LG actually is not producing phones anymore. Did you know
Oh,
that?
wow.
Yeah, that they're not focusing on phones. However, there are at least 3 or 4 different brands coming out, if not more. What are they? There's one called the Xiaomi, Xiaomi. If you look it up, it's a phone that is highly challenging the current Samsung and iPhones that are out there. They are challenging them. Camera quality in reference to gaming, because that's how phones are being measured right now. Can they game? And then the third thing is battery usage. These batteries are very good, as well as cost. That's number four, cost. These phones, well, the Xiaomi is about 1,200 bucks, and the iPhone and Samsung are very similar. But then there are other brands. The Redmi, which I just purchased the phone and I'll get it tomorrow, and I can fill you in on what I think about it. I got it for about 300 bucks and change, and it supposedly goes pretty much does the similar work that Samsung and iPhone do for 300 and change. That means I could have bought three of these phones. Wouldn't you be happy with doing that? I know I am. Evaluation of alternatives. The consumer ponders the pros and cons of the identified alternatives, right? That's what we just spoke about. What are the pros and cons? We just spoke about that. So I just went a little bit ahead there of myself. But everything, people will look at the alternatives, but they'll also see what the pros and cons are. If you're not on a budget, you will, it doesn't cost, doesn't matter to you. But most people are on a budget. And these new cell phones that are coming out, they're going to take the world by storm. They're going to go ahead of what's going on there. There's another phone. There's two other phones which you didn't ask me for. Would you like to know about them?
Sure.
The Poco F3 as well. It's around the same price, about 300 bucks, maybe a little bit more. And that one is also a powerful phone. So just so you're aware. The other one is the Linux 5. I believe it's what it's called, the Linux 5. And the Linux 5 is a phone that is built on a completely different system. It's not on Android. It's not on the uh, what is it? The operating system that Apple uses. It's on Linux
iOS.
system. And the Linux system, there's no marketing. They don't search you. They don't find out everything about you. And people want to know that. And that phone right now, I believe it's the 5 or the M5, M as in Mary 5. It goes for about 800 bucks. And there's going to be more and more phones coming out like that. I don't know them all, but I know at least those four products are out there. So number four, purchase decision. The consumer decides to buy or not to buy. How do they decide to buy or not to buy? Sometimes it's on impulse. Sometimes it's the product meets exactly their needs. Sometimes they're uncertain and they just pick and choose. Oh, well, we'll try this one. Just like I did. But I have a reasons why I picked the phone that I did, the Redmi Note 10. Obviously, similar names to the Samsung, but at one third the cost, you can't go wrong with that. Number five, purchase behavior. The consumer seeks to make sure that the choice he made was correct. That's right. We're always asking ourselves, did I make the right decision? Is this the right phone for me? Is it meeting up to my needs? Am I satisfied? What are people going to think? Just to name a few. Isn't that crazy? But that's the way it is. That's the way it happens. That's right. So just be aware that those are some of the choices out there that people tend to uh, decide upon before they get into any purchases on any type of product. This buying decision process is it, it's never thought about it unless you're a marketing expert or know exactly what these five things mean. So number one, you need recognition. Number two, information and alternative research. Number three, evaluation of alternatives. Number four, purchase decision. And number five, what is number five? Post purchase behavior. Well, I have one other slide I'd like to show you in reference to the purchase decision. Let me see if it comes up here. If not, I'll share my screen. Give me a second. Here we are. There it is. Making sure. Can people see that? Can you see that? Let's see. Can you see it? Yep.
Yes.
So this is the big thing right here, right now. Give me a second. Oops. Why is this going back and forth? Give me a second. Something's wrong here. Let me just close out one of my. There we go. Now it shouldn't go back and forth. Let's see. All right. So this is what struck me the most here. Why is this doing that? I don't know why it's going back and forth. That's weird. Sorry. It's let me see if I have a way to control this. Let me just share the screen again. Let's see if it comes up. Technical issues. This happens. It's the time for all of this to go on and on. Technical issues. Let's see. Can you see that screen? I see a blank screen.
Yeah, it's a blank
Staring.
screen right there.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if it comes back. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Still a blank screen. I don't know. What did I do wrong? Let me start all over. Let me stop sharing. And let me just get rid of these images. Let's see here. Okay, now let's share again. Let's see here. Un momento, por favor. Oh, got a serious laugh out of you guys, so that's good. Uh,
One moment, please.
so everyone always thinks about service, providing a service, making sure that that you are service friendly, that you have the ultimate service compared to everybody else. Is that wrong?
No,
Everyone thinks about service, right?
yes. I mean, like
Me,
going
me
just a
too. Me
just a
too.
quick note on what you said on those five things. Apple has built their brand on all those things you just mentioned. You know, even down to the culture of like you were talking about the processing, the iOS and the camera, and like Apple is a culture. You know, more than I guess the Samsung Android is. You know, even though I believe the Android might be a better phone, but it's the culture and the branding of the
It's the
Apple phone.
why. It's the why.
Yeah, it's
The why.
trendy right now,
It,
and people like, oh,
but
you know,
the numbers are starting to flip around. People are starting to get tired of the brand.
wow,
One of the main executives at Apple went to this Xiaomi company, and then out of Xiaomi came out Redmi and came out Poco F3. So just be aware of that. I don't know Linux where it came out of, but we know that we're being marketed everywhere we go. And the new trend is going to be coming out very soon where you're going to be paid to watch ads, to read ads, to watch videos. Isn't that wonderful? You won't necessarily have to go to work anymore. Yeah, that
okay.
this is coming. But believe it or not, it's already here. If you download it, the Brave app, you can get paid for watching ads. That's
Yeah,
right.
we used to call that the secret shopper,
Well, all I can tell you is
the secret shopper.
it's coming. It's coming. It's
Yes,
coming.
yes.
It is coming. Well, let's look at here now. Everyone, we talked about service, but there's one other word that's more powerful that I learned from this marketing management tools that I provided here that we've been given because this doctor from this master's program has gone over this, and I thought this was the most powerful word that he could have said. Instead of providing a service, how about providing an experience? Participation. Ooh, I got your attention, right? Isn't that powerful? What motivates event and experience participation? Number one, 93% of consumers say life events are more effective than traditional media. Of course, life events are more effective. Life events.
Yeah.
What is a life event?
Getting
More
married,
effective. But getting married, that's right.
birth,
An
birth
accident,
of a child.
uh 3-day weekends, they're
Yes.
very, those are life events. And you know Christmas time, St. Valentine's Day, what else, Easter, just right now we're going through Memorial Weekend, and those are exciting times. These life events is when people take advantage of purchasing. My daughter went Saturday to purchase a luggage suitcase at Macy's. They were pretty much all out of stock. She picked the one that was on display. That's it. So, life events make miracles for marketing tools. Make sure that the experience is worthwhile. 96% of consumers attending events are inclined to purchase. That's right. 96% of consumers attending events are inclined to purchase. 54% of consumers purchase the product or service promoted at the event. 54%. Well, one out of two people, pretty much. Nearly 3 out of 4 of these purchasers become regular customers. That is lovely. Those numbers look pretty good. Now, again, What motivates event and experience participation? 83% free samples or other giveaways. Are you giving free samples? Are you in the process of creating a free sample? Are you researching what types of free samples can you give? I'm doing all of those, all of the above. I hope you are as well. Ty, Charles, Gene, I believe, joined us, and Reg, welcome. 52%, a discount or special offer is provided. Don't ever forget to give a discount. Memorial Weekend discount, Christmas Day discount, July 4th discount. These are all expected. All right. Follow the trend, but also provide an experience because everybody provides a service. Provide an experience. You've got to find how you can provide an experience. I'm into that. 51%, I like the brand or company hosting, presenting the event. All right. 51%, one out of two people like the company that's hosting or presenting at the event. 44% to learn about the product or service being promoted. 44% to learn about the product or service being promoted. And 40%, if the event looks interesting, what? 40%, if the event looks interesting, either purchase, I'm presume is what they meant by that. So that's it. That's it for my review of this experience in reference to management marketing. Why did I make it so short? Because if you learn one or two things, you become more powerful. Charles said one or two things, and Ty said one or two things. And now I'd like to open it up to if anyone else would like to comment in reference to what they learned in this book. Going once, going twice. I guess that's it. So this is it for our review tonight on the Mastermind Book Club. Marketing management, very, very useful. Make sure that instead that weigh the difference in you can either provide a service or you can provide an experience, and they are very powerful, both of them. But if you make the distinction, an experience is much more powerful, as we just went over some statistics there. So that's it for tonight. Have a great evening. This is a Mastermind Book Club signing off. Thank you, everyone, for your participation. Thank you.